Again. Hello. Okay, so before I start, can I just read you something very, very short? Then a plowman said, "Speak to us of work." And he answered, saying, "You work that you may keep peace in the earth and the soul of the earth. For to die is to become a stranger unto seasons, and to step out of life's procession that marches in majesty and proud submission towards the infinite. When you work, you are a flute through whose heart the whispering of the hours turns to music. Which of you would be a reed, dumb and silent, when all else sings in unison? Always, you have been told work is a curse, a labor of misfortune. But I say to you that when you work, you fulfill a part of the earth's furthest dream, assigned to you when that dream was born. And in keeping yourself with labor, you are in truth loving life. And to love life through labor is to be intimate with life's most intimate secret." That's by Khalil Gibran from The Prophet. And the reason why I shared this to you specifically is that I believe that we all need to find our life's purpose. Once you find your life's purpose, you move towards making that, devoting yourself wholly to that life's purpose. If you want to be a poet and you want to make a living out of poetry, you need to be sure that it is your life's purpose, because it takes everything from you. And you must understand that it will come with sacrifices, but it will be the most beautiful gift you will ever give yourself and the world. And so, in saying that, I want to tell you about No Camcha's Poetry Picnics, which began as a dream of mine, where we just decided, Tinage, we're complete hippies. So we do poetry for the love of it. It's all for the love of poetry. And No Camcha's Poetry Picnics take place on the second Sunday of every month. So on the second Sunday, once a month of every month, and they start in February and end in November. And we've been running for almost 3 years now. And what we do is we sit at the union buildings, we share poetry, we share stories, and it's not just people who are writers, but all appreciators of art. So you can be a poet, you can be a dancer, a singer, a drummer, or someone who really enjoys listening. And some of the most beautiful moments come from seeing children running around, parents with picnics unpacked and people sharing poetry. Just living a life of arts and culture, and the significance of having it at the union buildings, where it feels like we're taking claim over a space that was not formerly ours. So I think one of the most important things, or one of the most important reasons why it's important that No Camcha's is represented in places like this, is because there are still people who want to do poetry for the love of poetry, and not necessarily because they have fame aspirations or monetary aspirations, but because it truly makes their heart dance. And we have people who come to No Camcha's who have been writing for a long time but don't have the courage to share in front of large audiences and on microphones. So over a period of time, they grow comfortable in that space, and eventually they share poetry with us, So I want to encourage each and every one of you to come to No Camcha's and visit us, also because in my own personal capacity, I work as an artist, and I think Naledi brought up a very important point about how she feels like artists are very solitary and don't promote each other. But on the contrary, I think one of the things I really enjoyed about No Camcha's is finding people who I'd never seen before. And if people ask me about, do you know a poet could you recommend someone? Could you recommend someone who hasn't performed before? And I can say, I know someone who's like this, And there are other people, this is not just me, because, like after Urban Voices, not after Urban Voices, after Arts Alive this year, Natalie Stewart came to No Camp Chairs, and it was a big surprise for everyone who was there because no one knew she was coming. But it's just that kind of space where artists can come, chill, and just share their poetry. So the format is we usually have a discussion, and this discussion is followed by sessions. There's no lineup, there's no open mic. It's when the center is free, you jump in. And it's nice because it takes people a while to warm up, but by the end, it's just busy. You know, people are jumping on, jumping off, and it gets very active, and it's really beautiful to watch. So that being said, one of the challenges that we may have sometimes is that if it rains, we tend to not have a space. Sometimes it works out beautifully because like the last session we had, it rained, but people didn't care. They stayed, and then the rain passed, and it was really beautiful. But what has happened since is that in partnership with City of Tshwane, the Tshwane Arts Hub, Kona Minar and Bosman has offered us a space so that if it rains, we can move No Camp Chairs there. So this will be something that we're going to start from next year. This is only if it rains and we need to, you know, to move the venue. People will know that that would be the standard venue. Also, something we're looking at doing is putting together an anthology for each year that No Camp Chairs exists. So taking all the poets who share their poetry and putting it on paper and putting together an anthology. One of the lovely things that has happened recently is that Uliume, who's over here sitting in the front, he's always coming to No Camp Chairs, and he's always got his camera, which he even has now, and he's been putting up No Camp Chairs video clips on YouTube. So if you've performed at No Camp Chairs in the past couple of months, you can go to YouTube and tag yourself, like it's right there, but this is me, and like the page, and now your work is out there in the public sphere. So that's all I really wanted to tell you about No Camp Chairs, and I'd really like to encourage you to come through, to come see us. You can find us on Facebook. There's a group called No Camp Chairs Poetry Picnics. Just, you know, join the group and you'll be able to see what's happening when we're having our sessions. Also, if you want the YouTube link, it's up on the No Camp Chairs poetry page, so you can also check that out. And then finally, before I go, I also want to tell you about something really important that started in Tshwane a couple of months ago with Ayanda, Shao, Raphael, and it's a group of 6 people, 6 artists. And we decided that we would like to, on the opposite end, create a platform which is all-inclusive, but also allowing people to come and, you know, I mean, so you don't feel you're ready for Night of the Poets, but you really want a platform that's going to allow you to share poetry in front of a diverse audience and that requires a level of professionalism for you. And what we do is we host capital letters at the Protea bookstore in Hatfield. We've already had 2 sessions. The first 2 sessions have been free because we've been trying them out. From next year, we're going to start organizing them more professionally, and you're going to pay to come in. But what Capital Letters focuses on is not just performance, but also on the literary part of it. So providing artists with a platform to publish their work and an opportunity to get your work published not only in the form of a collection at the end of the year or an anthology, but also in the form of through LitNet, through Guillotine magazine, through some of our partners, Consciousness. I don't know if Karabo's here yet, but consciousness.co.za is great with publishing poets. So I really do encourage you to find your own space in poetry, whatever kind of, if you want a big platform, if you want a small platform, just find